you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I've got a different video for you guys today. I'm going to be sharing with you my fall favorites that are not makeup related. These are more like fashion related. Got a home item in here and even a little bit of food slash recipes slash cooking tips for the fall, which, spoiler alert, cooking gets a lot easier for me as a mom in the fall time. So I will be sharing it all with you guys today. I'll even be doing a couple of kind of fashion try-ons to show you guys some things, which is very unlike me, very influencer of me, which I'm not one to post a lot of fashion stuff normally. So I don't know, hopefully this is something that maybe interests you. But don't worry, I'm not gonna overwhelm you guys. Most of these are just kind of like staple items in my wardrobe that I've had for years and years, including this jacket that we'll get to in just a sec. So anyways, I feel like I'm already rambling. This will likely be a chattier video, but hopefully entertaining. But before we get into it, special welcome if you are a new visitor here. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video today. And if you do, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave and make sure notifications are turned on so that you don't miss out on my future uploads. And with that said, let's get right into my list. Okay, so let's start with the fashion items first. And again, these are just a couple of staples. I have like 4 or 5 things here. 2 of them are new, and then the rest of them are quite old, to the point that I'm a little self-conscious about it, but we're gonna get into it anyway. So let's start with what I'm wearing right now. I do have 2 of them on today. First off, my jean jacket. So this jean jacket, this is just a Levi's brand jean jacket that I've had for like 10 years. This thing is very old. It doesn't look it because frankly, I don't wear this jacket really anytime except for in the fall, sometimes in the spring. And I love the look of jean jackets, but they're not the most comfortable things to wear unless you can put layers underneath them. So I only wear my jean jacket when I can wear either a long sleeve shirt or a long sleeve sweater underneath on their own, especially with like a t-shirt. And maybe it's just my particular jean jacket. If you have one that's a little bit more worn, which I have a hard time imagining because this one is like 9-10 years old, on its own with just like a t-shirt underneath, it's not very comfortable. And I don't know about you guys, but jean jackets for me are more about looks than about warmth. I don't think they're that warm unless you have a couple of layers underneath. So the best way to wear them if you want them to keep you warm is to wear like a chunky sweater underneath. But I do love the look of a jean jacket. I think it's a staple item to have in your wardrobe. Honestly, I think any jean jacket will work. Like I've seen tons of cute ones that I've tried on at Marshall's. I never end up buying them because I already have one. I feel like you only need one, but they go with anything. You can wear them with jeans. You can do the denim on denim thing. You can wear chunky sweaters underneath. You can wear any print or type of t-shirt underneath, turtlenecks, which I'm a new convert to loving turtlenecks. I'll tell you guys why in just a minute. Needless to say, every fall I pull my jean jacket back out. It looks cute on top of anything. I wear it over a dress. I wear it over long sleeve shirts and sweaters, as I mentioned. And I think they particularly look cute with an off-color denim jean or with like black or gray jeans. That's my favorite way to wear them. As for the sweater underneath, I have a major sweater addiction, and I feel like I've gotten better as I've gotten older, probably because I've accumulated so many sweaters that I find it easier to talk myself out of buying new sweaters every year. But this one is new. So this one right here I bought on Amazon. It's just like a chunky, just very basic sweater. I saw this on there. I think it was about $23-ish. But I love this color. It's a little bit different. It's kind of a spring color in a winter sweater format, which I just really like that. It was super cute on the Amazon model, which you always know. Those pictures are so funny to look at because you have the exact same picture and a sweater in 12 colors that you know is not, they've digitally changed the color of the sweater. But I felt like the mint green one was the original one. Like it wasn't the one that was photoshopped. So that's why I went with this one. That, and it was different from everything else that I owned. And I also love these kind of looser turtleneck sweaters. This one is like a smaller roll. It's not overly chunky. It's not quite as tall. I have a couple that are like really wide, so they come down a little bit further, but I kind of like that this one's smaller, but it still goes up a little bit on your neck, which keeps you warmer. Also, turtlenecks, if you are over the age of 40, are my new favorite thing because I find every year my neck area just looks older and older. And so I appreciate something that's going to kind of hide that a little bit. Not that I care that much, but once in a while you look in the mirror and you're like at an odd angle and you just think to yourself, oh, when did that happen? So I have a newfound love for turtlenecks for that reason. If I can find this one, I will link it down below for you guys. They had a ton of other colors I thought were really beautiful. A navy, but I already owned a navy sweater. A Bordeaux, but I already owned a Bordeaux sweater. But if you like a chunky sweater, I think this is a really cute one. We'll see how it holds up. I mean, you never know with Amazon stuff, but so far it feels pretty good quality. I imagine it will at least last me a couple of seasons. Moving on, a couple more staples for me. I had to mention my black jeans. So I finally found a replacement pair of black jeans. These are like, I don't know if you can tell because they're so dark, but they're kind of a washed, like a distressed kind of looking black jean. They don't have any holes in them, however, which this might be one of the only pair of pants that I don't have holes in the knees. I just bought these a few months ago at Marshall's. The brand is Nicole Miller, New York, and they actually are really, really cute. They're a high-rise ankle skinny, but they're a high-rise that works for me. I'm having a hard time getting on board with this high-rise jean train. I like the look of the high-rise jeans, but especially the really high-waisted jeans, they look really weird on me. I bought a pair from Madewell recently, which their jeans are crazy expensive. I got mine on sale, but I bought them in hopes that I would like the really high-waisted look. And I just feel like it looks funny on me. Maybe it's just gonna take me a bit of time to get on board this trend. I remember like 12 years ago, gosh, it might've been more than that. It might've been like 15 years ago when I first tried out the skinny jean, and I thought they looked so weird on me, even though everyone else had kind of converted over to the skinny jeans. But it took me a while to get behind the skinny jeans, and now that's pretty much all that I wear. Like, I'm having a hard time getting back out of that trend, which then just makes me wonder, why do I even care? Like, why do I pay attention to trends? I'm just gonna wear what I think is comfortable. But I will say this, I do think the higher waisted jeans are more comfortable than the low rise, that I'm kind of glad is disappearing, other than the fact that I have so many pairs of low rise jeans that are now obsolete. I feel like I'll never be able to wear them again because they're not in style anymore. But these ones right here are perfect for me. They're not overly high waisted. I am pretty tall. I'm 5'9"-ish, and I have a really long torso. Well, I don't know. But I'm also not that curvy in the waist, so which is why I think that high-waisted jeans maybe don't look as good on me as they do other people, because I think they're supposed to accentuate kind of the curviness of your waist, which I don't have a curvy waist, so it almost brings attention to my very boyish looking waistline. But these ones are better. They're not overly high. They seem to fit me really well. They're really comfortable, and I just love a black jean. You can wear it with anything, but it's nice to have a change of pace from the denim, especially in the wintertime when you are wearing pants every single day. All right, let's talk about my next favorite. One of my favorite fashion items in my entire wardrobe. I have a thing for black and white prints. And you guys, if you might notice this, if you looked in my closet, you would definitely notice it. So I actually hang things up in my closet in somewhat of a color coordinated fashion, and my section of black and white prints is quite large. Anything that's black and white striped, black and white floraled, black and white polka dots, I am instantly drawn to. And one of my favorite things of all is this item right here. I actually have two of them in different cuts. One was from H&M. This one I think I bought from Target a couple of years ago. It's just a plain black and white long sleeve t-shirt. This is one of my quintessential pull out in the fall, every time it gets a little bit chilly fashion items. I think it is so cute. You can top it with any layer on top, whether that be a jean jacket or a chunky sweater, any color you can put on top of it. You can wear it with denim, you can wear it with black jeans, you can wear it with gray jeans. Are gray jeans still a thing? I still wear mine. I just love it so much. And it also has kind of a nod to like a French look about it, especially if you pair it with a red lip, which I just think is like timeless. Maybe a little cliche, but timeless nonetheless, and I absolutely love that look. I just think this is such a great fashion item. Now again, this one I bought at Target a couple of years ago. I don't know that Target still sells this or something similar. It's just from their A New Day brand, but I did find one on Amazon that I'll link for you guys down below. Not one that I personally tried on. I don't know how the fit is or anything, but generally speaking, it's really the print that I love the most. I think it goes with anything. It's just a good staple fashion item that I think always looks super cute. Every time I have some sort of picture in this shirt, I'm always like, ooh, cute outfit, Mandy. Good job. Speaking of chunky sweaters, I want to go back to one more. This is one I also bought at a Marshall's, so I don't know if this is one that you're like going to go out and be able to find, because I think I got this about 2 years ago. It's from the brand Tahari. This is just a gray, oversized, chunky, long, like cardigan sweater. I love this so much. I love cardigans. They're my favorite, especially the bigger, more like chunky ones, because they're so comfortable. This one is more of like a knit, which I really love because it doesn't seem to like ball up so much. The ones that are a little more like fuzzy knit, as comfortable as they are, they tend to ball up over time. This one doesn't do that quite as much. I love this thing. I wear it all the time. And I have to share a funny story about this real quick. So I bought this about 2 years ago in the fall. And when I brought it home and tried it on and showed my husband, he actually said something along the lines of like, oh, that looks like a nice sweater that you would probably just wear around the house. He clearly did not like the look of it because it's like really oversized and kind of like granny looking, which I think is a really cute look, but it was very apparent that he was not on board with this oversized shawl looking cardigan sweater thing. And I'll never forget that comment because I just thought it was hilarious. didn't hurt my feelings or anything. I just thought it was funny. I'm very happy to wear the oversized granny sweater. It's so incredibly comfortable and I think it looks cute again with just about anything. Let's talk about some boots. So I'm a big fan of fall boots and booties. They're another one of my favorite things that I look forward to wearing anytime the weather cools down. I have a new pair here. These are a pair of black boots that I just picked up on Amazon. So this is a little pair of booties. I don't know the name of the brand. I will link these for you guys down below. They don't, usually they have the brand written on the sole, but this one is blank. So these are a little taller than what I typically go for, but I got these because I wanted them to be a little bit dressier. So I could wear them with dresses and also wear them to kind of dress up a nice outfit. These ones are a suede leather upper and the outside detail, so the outside of your ankle has the little V cut out and then the inside has the straight zipper, which I think is a super cute detail. I like the combination of both. The only thing I don't like about the V cut out, even though I think they're really flattering on your ankles, they make your ankles look really cute, is they're a little bit chilly. You have that little bone of ankle showing that gets a little bit cold when it's really, really cold. And also sometimes it's hard to find socks that hide that detail. I think with these it'll be a little easier because I can just wear black ankle socks underneath, but they are super cute. They're very comfortable. I've only worn them about 4 times so far, so I can't tell you how these are gonna hold up over time. I'm hoping that they hold up pretty well. These were around 50 or 60 bucks. Again, I will link them down below if you guys are interested. They had a ton of other colors as well. They had a pair of white ones that I thought were super cute, but maybe kind of like the blue eyeshadow of boots. I'm not quite sure that I am ready to pull off a white bootie. Even though I think they're very cute, I just feel like it's a little edgier than I typically like to go. I'm kind of boring that way. But they also had another shade of black that had the more just regular shiny leather upper and a black heel, and then a couple different shades of brown as well. And for how tall they are, they're actually quite comfortable. I haven't yet worn them out like shopping, like running errands for hours and hours. That's kind of going to be the ultimate test. But for date nights and for church, these have been great. As for my other black boots, the ones that I'm wearing on my feet right now, here I just pulled it off, is this one. I've mentioned these a couple of years ago before. These are from Sam Edelman. So I have 3 pairs of boots from Sam Edelman now. These I've had for about 4 years. I have a pair of riding Sam Edelman boots I've had for about 6 years. And then I have a pair of suede straight top booties with like a gold detail that I've had for about, I think, 4 or 5 years as well. And they are incredible. These boots hold up so incredibly well. I wear these things like crazy in the wintertime. I wear them in any type of weather outside. If it's snowy, if it's wet, these ones particularly, not my suede ones, but these ones are my riding boots. I wear a lot. I've worn my riding boots Christmas tree hunting a few years in a row. I don't know, do you guys still wear your riding boots? I do still wear mine because I think they're super, super comfortable. Like if it's really cold outside, a pair of riding boots with a tall pair of wool socks underneath make your feet so incredibly toasty, which I absolutely love. If my feet are cold, I am cold everywhere. So I want my feet to be warm at all times in the winter. But I'm very impressed with the quality of the Sam Edelman booties. They've all held up incredibly well. They never have any sort of like separation here. These ones polish up really nicely. I probably should have polished them before I showed them to you on camera. But if you're looking for a good quality pair of booties, these are my favorite. I have found all 3 pairs that I bought on Amazon. I usually buy them in the off season. So I usually buy them around like June or July and I can find them for half price. I think all of mine I bought for like 60 or 70 bucks. But I swear by their quality. I've bought a lot of boots in my day and these are the best quality boots I think I've ever had. All right, let's talk about a home scent. So I have officially found my ultimate scent from Bath & Body Works for the fall, and it is the candle Leaves. I've tried a lot of these Bath & Body Works candles. There was a time, like before I started my YouTube channel, I remember watching, I think it was Casey Holmes and Desi Perkins, and they would do these like fall candle hauls. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, who could ever spend $24 on a candle? That just seems absolutely ludicrous. Kind of swearing to myself that I would never spend that much money on a candle, but here we are today. And I'm gonna give you the same warning that I gave you about the self-tanner. Once you start, it's hard to go back. And I feel that way about the Bath & Body Works scents as well. But this candle, you guys, this scent is the most wonderful, wonderful fall scent. I'm pretty generous in the type of scents that I like. I like sweet scents, but sometimes I feel like they can be a little bit too much, and I understand why they probably give some people headaches because they can just be a little bit too rich. But I also don't always love overly spiced scents or anything too musky. This candle is the perfect combination of like everything. It has this very subtle sweetness to it. I'll list the scent notes for you guys right here, but just based on kind of what I can smell, especially when it's burning, it kind of smells like a fall apple, but it's not like an apple candle, like a spiced apple candle. It's more of like a natural scent, like a natural appley scent with something kind of outdoorsy, but it's not overly musky. There's just something about this candle that is the most pleasant scent. It has a really good reach or spread when you burn it. It fills my whole house, but it's not overly strong or overly intense. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful scent. I imagine that nobody would dislike this scent because it's not too sweet, it's not too musky. It lives in this perfect middle zone of its own that I think is just perfection. It is my favorite. I had a mini candle of this. I discovered this one last fall when I bought one of the minis, just the single wick candles, and I loved it so much that I had to go back a couple weeks ago and pick up a few more. They were doing a buy two, get two free. But I have 2 of them now. I'm considering taking one of the other ones I bought back and buying another one of these because I don't think I want to burn anything else in the fall. This is just the most perfect fall scent. Trust me, if you're placing an order online, I think this is one of their very best candles, and I've tried a lot. Last up, let's talk about some food for the fall. So in the fall, my go-to food item, just generally speaking, is soup. I look forward to fall soup recipes all year long. Now, I don't make soup recipes in the summer. There's just something about when it's hot outside. It seems unappetizing to me to eat a hot soup at home when the weather is not cool. Even though I love soup, but probably the reason I love soups in the fall so much is because they're so easy to make. Like, soups are one of the easiest things that you can make and feed your family. They're more affordable because I think you can water everything down. You can get a lot of stretch out of a soup when you have leftovers, and they taste better sometimes the next day. The only trouble with soups can be kids. I think it's hard to get your kids to eat soup. I know that my sisters have the same issue, but there's also a part of me that thinks it's good for kids to try and eat things that they don't like. I remember growing up, my mom and dad would, it wasn't very often. There might have been like 2 times in my entire young life that my mom would make this thing that her and my dad loved. It was called creamed peas over toast. Seriously? It was basically like a creamy, like country gravy with peas in it, and you'd put it on top of toast. I am convinced to this day that this was a complete character building effort on their part and that they did not really like this. I cannot imagine anyone would really like that. In fact, I blame that incident growing up for the reason that I had a strong dislike for biscuits and gravy until I was like 32. I've come around to biscuits and gravy because it's all of my boys. It's like their favorite meal in the world. But it took me a long time to try that because to me, any bread smothered in gravy, just kind of like made me a little bit nauseous. But let's get back to soups. So I love soups in the fall. My favorite recipe probably is just a good basic taco soup. This has got to be the easiest soup recipe ever. I'm just gonna kind of go through it with you guys. I actually don't follow a recipe. I just kind of like open up some cans and throw it in. So I'll kind of tell you guys how it goes. So I get a larger can of the I think it's the La Victoria mild enchilada sauce. I'll put a picture of it right here for you guys. And I dump that in. Then I fill up the can with water and dump a can of water in. Then I will open up 2 cans of black beans, drain them, dump them in, and usually 1 can of either pinto beans, or you can do Great Northern beans or any sort of like lighter bean that you have. I'm not a big red bean fan, but you could definitely throw that in there as well. So basically 3 cans of beans, 1 can of corn drained, and then 1 larger can of green chilies. And then I'll just put 2 teaspoons of like chicken bouillon, or just use 2 cubes of the chicken bouillon. Then I put in about 4 or 5 chicken breasts, put it in the Instapot. By the way, if you don't have an Instapot, it takes the ease of soup to a whole new level. This is literally like a 2-minute exercise for me to make this meal. I put it in the Instapot, seal it up, cook it for 2 hours, and then let it release naturally for about an hour and with no effort at all. We're eating dinner 3 hours later, and this is one of the few soups that my kids really do enjoy. You can eat it with French bread or rolls. You can eat it with tortilla chips. Sometimes we'll do like the sour cream and cheese, and sometimes even avocado on top, and then eat it with tortilla chips. It's one of the best soup recipes out there. Trust me, you guys, it is so amazing. It's not too spicy. And if you feel like it's lacking seasoning or salt once it's cooked, I'll usually taste the broth, and sometimes I'll add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste if I need it. But trust me, you guys, it is one of the best fall or winter soup recipes that even my kids will eat. And then last thing I want to mention also has to do with the Instapot is the roast. I love a good roast in the fall and the winter. It's like the best thing to put in on a Sunday or just on like a cold night. But for the first 15 years as a mom, I had such a hard time getting my roasts to be really flavorful and really soft until I got an Instapot. And also a recipe from my sister that is incredibly easy, that will give you the most tender, the most flavorful, delicious roast every time. You don't have to sear any of the meat. You actually cook them frozen, which makes them softer. So all I do is I'll usually do a smaller pork roast and a smaller beef roast, and I put them in together. And then I sprinkle in the bottom a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. And then you can either do a packet of au jus seasoning, which is basically just like beef stock. So you can also do 2 or 3 teaspoons of the beef bouillon, or 3 cubes of bouillon. Add a cup of water to the top, and again, just cook it for about 2 hours. Oh my goodness, it is incredible. Your roast will be super tender. You have the perfect liquid to make a gravy with if you want to make a gravy. That might be one of the best cooking tips I've gotten in my entire life. I actually have a son down at college right now, and I bought him an Instapot because he has, in his little dormitory, they have like a half kitchen, but they don't actually have a full stove in there. They have to go down to the end of the hall to use the full kitchen, which, you know, is just never gonna happen. But he's an athlete, so he eats a lot of meat. And this recipe has been a lifesaver for him. Even he can cook these roasts without screwing them up. They always taste amazing. Him and his roommates love them. Oh, and one more thing. I wanna mention a roll recipe. So this is a recipe I found just a couple of weeks ago. I tried it out for the first time. I found it online. I'm gonna link it for you guys down below because these are really quick rolls. I just make the dough in my KitchenAid with the little like hook, just let it kind of knead it for like 8 minutes. And then you just tear off little pieces of it, put it in a 9x13 baking dish, let them rise, and then you just bake them for like 15 minutes. It only took like an hour and a half to make the rolls from start to finish. I love homemade rolls, but I have issues with homemade bread because whenever it doesn't turn out, if it takes like hours and hours of preparation, I get really annoyed that my bread doesn't taste good if I spent all that time and things don't work out. So this is a great recipe. My kids love homemade rolls. I don't make them all the time because it's just a lot more work than I used to be willing to do. I used to do it a lot more when I was younger, when my kids were a lot younger. But I anticipate that I'll be making them a lot more this fall and winter because that recipe was so easy. So I will link that again for you guys down below. And that is it. Those are all of my non-makeup related fall favorites and fall essentials. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Little change of pace. We will have more makeup coming back in a few days, so stay tuned. Let me know if you guys have any fall non-makeup related items to share with me down below. Recipes, fashion, scented candles, or scented home products, I am all about. So I would love to hear those down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today, for watching. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Let me give you one last reminder. If you have not yet subscribed, I hope you'll consider doing that before you leave, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye. I have the Wet n Wild Cloud Pout in Furthermore. I think it says Flutter Mutter. There was a time that was not a thing. We won't get into that. Let's not stoke internet fire, Mandy. It looks good with any pant item.